Well, hey everyone, I wanted to encourage you today. I am getting ready to go to worship in the dance at nearby my house. And I'm just told that they're giving out tickets for people going to park. So I have a place that's right by the apartment building, and that's okay. Oh my, the world is screaming, don't go out, don't do anything outside your home. Don't infect other people. Don't let others infect you. First of all, we know that the virus is real, but us blood washed, born again believers of Yeshua, of Jesus, we know the power and the authority in the blood that he shed for us on the tree of sacrifice, on the cross. We know. And so we know to cover ourselves with that blood. And many of us are reading Psalm 91 and other scriptures that God has spoken to us. We can't be in fear, and we need to worship because we were made for worship. That is the reason why we were created, to worship God, to be in relationship with God and with others. But we have nothing to feed others if we're not feeding on the risen King. So today, I'm dressed and ready. You guys know that I dress up like a princess when I'm ministering because that's who I am. That's who we are. And we're queens when we have to act in our authority. We're princes and princesses, kings and queens in the Lord Yeshua. And we carry his majesty and his royalty, and that's who we are. So I pray for divine appointments today. You know, the Lord told me some months ago that he's given me a smile ministry when I go on the tracks, sometimes on Shabbat, the tracks that are behind my building in one direction to Malka in Jerusalem and the other direction to the beginning of the first station, or in Hebrew, Tachana HaRakevet, where the train station used to be. And now that's the place where we've been doing the concerts and eateries and restaurants and so on. And so we have to go out. And this is quite amazing this time now. We have been forced out of the church. I mean, if you think about it, we've heard the expression, the church is not just within the four walls. We are the church, the ecclesia. We are the community of believers. But what's so astounding is that we have been pushed, literally pushed outside of the buildings into the streets. And the Lord told me the month that I got saved in 1992, around December 1992, that my church was in the street. I'm just a natural evangelist, and most Jews that I've met just naturally are. It's just part of who we are. We know we've been saved by the blood of the Lamb. We know that we have new life. We have so much gratitude. That love for the Lord is just flowing out of us like a river, as long as we stay rooted and grounded in him. It's not to say that evangelists are all Jewish, but what I'm saying is the Jews that I've met that are born again, most of them are just natural evangelists. They have to tell the world about Yeshua because they're so grateful. And I love to liken it to Mary Magdalena. She was delivered from many demons, and she was forgiven so much that she loved so much, to the point of cracking open a very expensive bottle of alabaster or nard on the Lord's feet and wiped it with her hair. She knew what she had been delivered from. She knew how much she was loved by God. She had been forgiven much, so she loved much. And so I often identify with her. So no one's going to stop me from my worship today, and I hope that no one will stop you from your worship, because the Lord told me in 2011, he just tucked it in my heart, while I am worshiping him, he is literally fixing, changing, restoring, revitalizing, transcending, making all things new. And we are new creations. And, it's been hard for me to sleep over the past couple of nights, and my thoughts go everywhere. And my default, I don't want to go into my default. My default is the old patterns and the old way that I looked at myself, and the tapes that I had inside of me. And we have to stop ourselves and say, no, I'm not going into default. I am thinking heavenly things. I am thinking who I am in the Lord, Yeshua, in Jesus. Who am I? Who is this new creation? And that new creation is the worshiper. We were always meant for worship. So we need to take off what is not the truth about who we are, and we need to put on what is the truth about who we are. And if you're suffering any injuries or sicknesses at this time, I strongly encourage you to lay hands on yourself. Very powerful. And take communion. Take communion. If you are praying for yourself or others in the world, so many people we're praying for, take communion. Stand in the gap. Pray over the things you need to be healed from and your friends and family. Pray as God leads, but take communion. It's really, really powerful. It's powerful because it's the body and the blood of the Lord. Yeah, he says, do this in remembrance of me. It's very powerful. So God bless you today from the city of rejoicing. Don't let the enemy steal your worship, and don't let people convince you that there's too much sickness in the world for you to worship. There's just too many burdens. You just can't worship. You can't look up at the Lord because you have too many burdens. That's a lie from the pit of hell. Because it's in the presence of God that we are transformed. It's in the presence of God that we experience supernatural joy in the midst of sorrow and suffering. God bless you today as you offer up your sacrifice of praise. And I hear the shofar in my spirit.